One of the problems with racist abuse by the government, whether it's Suella Braverman standing at the dispatch box screaming invader, or whether it's Lee Anderson telling migrants to F off back to France, is that it encourages other racists and bigots and prejudiced twits to do the same. And I'm not greatly surprised that there was a person on my Twitter feed, maybe on YouTube as well, I'm not really sure. I've sort of lost interest in this person, called Winston Weed, who did exactly the same. And his racist abuse was slightly misdirected and slightly askew. We had a sort of exchange, mediated by someone else, by the way, who initially was defending this person, but eventually gave up. And in the end, this person, Winston, said, "I made no error. Just because you don't understand doesn't make it an error." They also said, "You're not bright, are you? Racist people don't know and don't care. They see all non-white people the same. So I presume this person is admitting racism." I find it really distressing, actually, that this sort of thing goes on, number one. But number two, I mean, of course, this sort of thing goes on. There's idiots all over the place. But number two, that this is inspired by our government. That's the issue. And that's where I think people like Lee Anderson need to grow up, need to set a proper example. And if they can't set a proper example, then they need to get out of the business. And I think a proper example is to be set not only in government, but in media as well. And if you can't do it, there are many things you can say for amusement. There are many things you can say to provoke a response. I can certainly see the F word being used in many contexts, but not in this. And Lee Anderson is utterly wrong, just as Suella Braverman is utterly wrong. And incidentally, I would consider Lee Anderson's costume while he was being interviewed by Farage to be wrong as well, but not to the same level. I mean, this person wants to come across as a thug. He might as well take off his shirt and sit on a horse and pretend to be Putin. But we know where that led. That led to the stupid decision to invade Ukraine, and to the point where Putin finds it really hard to wriggle out of that problem, to the damage of the world. One small error, and Lee Anderson has made another small error, and Suella Braverman has made another small error. And when you are in power, when you are in a position in government, you think you have power, you think you are right. It's an illusion. And when you're on the other end of the internet, on Twitter, sanctioned by anonymity and silence and loneliness, sanctioned by solitude, you feel entitled to vomit your prejudice. Be careful. It's a bumpy road to hell.